Welcome. This is the Between Brothers podcast, where we bring you real talk, authentic takes, and laughs on sports, pop culture, and life. I'm your host, the Duke of Debonaires, Lando in the building, along with my older brother, the Chancellor of Charisma, Zero, in the building. What's going on, Zero?
Not much, of course, work. So this week was pretty interesting. Um, so I believe it was Wednesday. It's either Wednesday or Thursday. Well, beginning of the week, folks are finding snakes. They just finding black snakes everywhere, popping about of nowhere at customers' home. Yeah, popping about of nowhere at customers' homes. And I think one of our people put one in a bucket and brought it back to the office because why not bring a snake to the office, right? Um, I think it was Thursday. Um, I was at a customer's home and I saw a red juvenile, yeah, a juvenile red fox, and it was trying to escape. But its feet were tangled up in a net. And what was funny about it trying to escape is the fact that it kept chewing the net, but chewing the wrong spot in the net. It's like your back feet are tangled up in the thing, but you keep biting the rest of the net. Not even trying to bite. So you're trying to run away, but your feet are tangled up. But instead of trying to bite the net that got your feet tangled, you're biting everything else. It's like you don't know what you're doing out here. It's like you're biting everything else except for what got you. You're biting what got you trapped, just not in the spot where it's got you trapped. And everybody was like, "Hey, why don't you cut it loose and then bring it back to the office, and that could be our mascot." And it's like, we can call him Foxtrot. I say, yeah, and I'll say I'll be trotting my ass to the hospital after that damn thing bite me. Now it didn't act like it didn't act like a rabid fox because because how rabid animals act. It's like they act really, yeah, they act like abnormal, and this fox didn't. This fox was like looking at me and was curious, but then if I moved, it tried to run away. And we talked about it, and I said something to one of my customers, and they said, yeah, they said, I was like, my brother said that he saw that he wasn't sure if he saw gray foxes or if it was coyotes. He confirmed that, yeah, the customer said, where did he see him at? He was like Greenbrier. I told him Greenbrier area. I was like, the city park is is like around the area. He was like, oh yeah, those are great. This like those are gray foxes. He said coyotes haven't traveled all the way to the East Coast. Or yeah, so what you were seeing were gray foxes. They're actually out here because he said he's seen plenty in his neighborhood as well. So
Oh, okay.
you ain't seeing any. Yeah, you won't seeing any coyotes. But yeah, well, that's really about it, honestly.
Uh, so my week, oh man, very interesting week. Um, Saturday, I go to the grocery store. I'm walking, minding my business, looking for some groceries. This white woman stops in front of me. And so she goes, can you see my dog? And I'm like, and so she's carrying a dog in a bag. And I'm like, yeah. And she was like, can you tell that it's falling out? And I was like, no. Like I don't know. And she was like, "Well, can't you just couldn't you tell me that my dog was falling out?" And I was like, "I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know what's happening here." She goes, "My point is, if you see something, effing say something." So she was carrying two bags of groceries. But she set them down on the floor to go back and forth with me for whatever reason. Because I was walking behind her. I don't even know like where all this came from. Again, I didn't even notice the lady. So she puts the bags down to, I guess, confront me about her dumbass.
Mm.
So after she said that, I said, "Okay, see this. Fuck your shit." Kick the kick the groceries all over the damn aisle. I just big booted both bags of groceries and launched them bitches like I was in the game with the field goal. Thought I felt like Justin Tuck. Duchess was like, that was so unnecessary. Is she right? Yes. Did she deserve it? Also, yes.
Yes.
I don't know what was in there, but I'm hoping there was eggs in there in one of them bags.
Wait. She didn't check out yet?
Uh-uh.
Or is one of
I was just
those
walking down the aisle. She's walking down the aisle, and she stops in front of me and starts asking me about her dog. If I wasn't in my right mind, I would have kicked her dog too. I'm just like,
man.
why the hell do people want to like bother me? I don't look like the kind of guy that should be bothered. But for some reason, she felt, and then so I walk off, and then she goes, "Okay, bye."
I don't think the last word was necessary in that situation.
You know what I wanted to do when she said that?
What?
Kick the other bag over again, the one that she was picking up.
Yo, that looked like that. Just seeing that, it looked like a sketch comedy sketch.
I got so mad, man, and just kicked two kicks, lost some bitches.
Like, you know what would have made it even more funny?
What was that?
If you said nothing. She was, nah,
Just kick them
yeah, just
bitches.
get the bitches away.
Just stare her in the face and just, Patrick.
That would have been the funniest shit in the world. It's like, and the next thing, see something, it's like, see something, fucking say something. Kapow!
So we were supposed to go out this week today,
Mm.
and we were supposed to go to the Jubilee. Didn't go to the Jubilee. Why? Because I went to this restaurant called Yen Diddy. It's supposed to be an African restaurant. We go in there. The place probably opened about an hour and a half before. So they're like, okay, I want to try this. Dude's like, so first of all, he asked us to order stuff. You know, like usually there's like an order of operations that these people do.
Mhm.
So normally when you go to a restaurant, what's the first thing they ask you? They ask.
Do you want to start off with any drinks?
He doesn't do that. He goes, "Are you guys gonna order?"
Wait, it's wait, so I could imagine him doing peeking over your shoulder. So you gonna order anything? What the fuck?
So Duchess is like, "Yeah, you know, this is what we get, this and the other." So he's like, "Yeah, we don't have any beef." Mind you, they opened about an hour or so before. We don't have any beef. Okay, cool. She was like,
What
"Can
do
I?"
they do inventory 2 hours after?
I'm like, "Okay." He's like, we don't have any meat except chicken. No, he said we got goat, no beef, no oxtail. We got goat and lamb. So the kids all ordered the lamb. I ordered the goat.
Mm.
20 minutes later, we still have no drinks. We had to tell him what we wanted to drink. He didn't ask us. Still had no drinks. Still had nothing. Except he bought some or an appetizer I'd ordered. He comes back and he goes, yeah, we don't have any goat or lamb. He was like, so do y'all want to do chicken? So um, one of the girls said they would get the chicken. Lollipop was like, nah, I'm gonna see what else y'all got. So then she was like, yeah, I'm off it. So Dutch was like, hey, you gonna get something? I'm like, no, I'm off this place. He said, the fact that I still don't have a beverage and we've been here 20 minutes, I'm off this place entirely. Asked him two more times where our drinks are. Then he comes back, he brings us two drinks. Then he says, what were the other drinks y'all ordered? We're 38 minutes into this at this point.
Hey, you timed it like the equalizer.
I should have equalized that whole restaurant like I did that lady's groceries.
He said 38 minutes in.
So he brought again. We get the drinks. So then Dutch is like, hey, is the rest of the food put in? She was like, he's not going to get any food. Is the rest of the food put in? He goes, yeah. 30 minutes later, still nothing. So pretty much wasted an hour, which then we still had to go get something to eat, which took too much time for us to go to the Jubilee. So I leave and I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go. I was like, I'm just gonna pay for what we got. So he goes, so I'm at the counter and he's like, hey, are y'all still here? I'm looking over there. I looked at him like, bruh, there's 6 of us. Ain't a soul over there. What do you think is happening? I was like, nah, I just want to pay for what I got. Then the lady at the counter was like, he's just gonna pay for what he got. So then she was like, oh, she didn't apologize for the delay. She didn't do anything. I'm like, first of all, that's what happens when you got a Caucasian person running the front of your restaurant, an African restaurant. That's the problem. And then he, he mouths it, saying, when I said I was going to get what I paid for it, he goes, seriously. Yes, because I don't want nobody to sit here and act like I dined and dashed. So they didn't charge me for the samosas. They charged me for 4 drinks. And so I paid them like $20 or whatever. And then we went to a pizza place. We all ate pizza. I tipped that lady like 50% because she was so on top of everything. Um, I think I spent like $80. I tipped like $40. But she was on top of everything. She was like attentive, all this other stuff. Made sure we had everything. This dude just let us sit there and hang. And then I'm like, man, this is just bad, man. Because I go to the African restaurant, this bruh is serving us, and he just horrible service. And I say, like, he wasn't rude or anything. He was just buns aplenty. And then and then I go to this other restaurant, and this Caucasian lady treating us like kings and queens. Like, I'm like, bruh, like, it was embarrassing, man. So the restaurant's called, I don't know if anybody's ever been to Yen Diddy and had a better experience, but today, I know I've never had African food. I would love to try African food. It won't be at that place. I guarantee you that. So yeah, I ain't one of the people like, oh, I ain't gonna try, I ain't gonna shout out a restaurant, whatever. No, they was buns, like exponentially buns. So yeah, my weekend was filled of idiots and incompetence. But enough about that. Let's go. Except for talking about stupidity, let's talk about smart people now. Smart person we want to talk about, I want to talk about, I should lead this podcast off, is Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, apparently there's been a lot of social media scrutiny saying that she ain't a doctor from other therapists who are doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists, um, all that stuff. So she then talks about how pretty much she don't owe nobody an explanation that she doing God's work. And then she talks about podcast interviews as if those are therapy sessions. I'm like, this person don't even know what a therapy session looks like. So I did say that she had brilliance, that she was smart, but clearly she's not that intelligent. She's articulate, she can speak well, but this person, and even like some of the stuff like she was talking about relationships, creating broken homes, specifically with Cam Newton and Nick Cannon and all this other stuff. And so it's like people were co-signing all that. But I'm like, but she's a woman in her 40s who doesn't have a relationship, giving people relationship advice. And that's all social media is, people. It's people with no expertise giving you information. That's all social media is now. This woman has ran around calling herself a doctor, and then nobody really pressed her on one specific thing that I'm gonna get to here in a second. But then she goes on another interview. She tries to high five the lady, hit her with the he.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady explained, she was like, yeah, because she didn't want nobody to think that she was co-signing the nonsense. But she said she was nice and all this other stuff, but she was like, she didn't want people to think she was co-signing the nonsense. So the one thing, because she talked about being a doctor and how she doesn't have to prove this, and then she makes up this whole thing about not being able to get her transcripts because she just found some random college that happened to close down, it seems. And the issue I have with all of it, she went on Club Shay Shay. And I'm going to see if I can insert this. But she mentions that she pretty much put her head down and she ran into 6 degrees, including 3 doctorates. She only spoke of 1 PhD that she couldn't get the transcripts for. She claimed to be a 3-time doctor.
Shoes on, even though people see heels every day now, and my track shoes are still on. I'm never taking them off.
Right.
And I ran as far as I could. I ran into 6 degrees, 3 doctorates, a master's degree, a house at 19, my first home, a daycare at 19, 3 retail stores.
She claimed to have 6 degrees, yet she posted a wall, herself in her office with a wall, and not a single degree was on that wall. Not saying people got to hang them, but you got all this other stuff hung on. Time magazine or People magazine or whatever. She got magazine columns of her. She got all this stuff bloviating herself, but she ain't got the stuff that people care about to big herself up.
Yeah, and folks were saying like the fact that She claimed that she had these things and she didn't have them on display. They were like, in the black community, you get like a PhD, you get a doctorate, you get any, you get like what's it called? You can get a degree. You can get a degree from DeVry. Nigga, it's going up on that wall. It's
But that's not even just black people, that's everybody. Because graduating college is hard. That's everybody does that. But again, she got all these other things on her wall.
Mhm.
Magazine columns, awards she's won, all these other things, but no, not a single degree, not even like the bachelor's that she claimed that she had. Now, I'm not saying she don't have a bachelor's or anything like that, but for her to sit here and be like, and just make like what disgusts me about her is two things. One, she tries to put God into it. God ain't tell you to lie to the people. I guarantee you, God ain't never tell you to lie to nobody about your credentials. And like I said, you not like your proof is in like you said your proof is in podcast interviews you've done. And they told you that they were helped by them. The other thing is, she says, yeah, there is a thing called pretty privilege, but there's also pretty punishment. So pretty much saying that people looked into her because she's an attractive woman. So she's being punished for being an attractive woman. As long as I've been alive, attractive women have always gotten a pass. That average to below average looking women don't get. So I'm trying to find out why you think that you being punished for being good looking. You've only been on these podcasts. You only have the platform you've had because you're good looking. If you was looking like Beowulf, and I'm not talking about the monster, I'm talking about Beowulf. I'm not talking about Grendel. I'm not talking. If you was out here looking like Beowulf, nobody would give you the time of day, and you would have to get certified because that's the only way you get paid. She said she had 3 PhDs, dog.
Shoot. Supposedly one of them was from a. And what was so funny is that when she, I think this, somebody said the worst thing she could have did was go on the Breakfast Club and say what she said. And it was like, whatever you want to say, I don't give a fuck. It was like, that was, they said that was the worst thing that she could have done was gone on that show and said what it is that she said. Cause niggas gonna do their research. It's like when you found out whatever that I don't even remember what the name of that online university she apparently went to.
Argosy.
Argosy. It was like when she said that she couldn't that when she tried to get her financial aid back, said they can refund her, but the thing about it is she wouldn't be able to get her transcripts. Now what she didn't mention was the only reason why you wouldn't get your transcripts. Yeah, the only people who weren't able to get their transcripts were the folks who didn't complete their courses. So so they're just going to erase your transcripts, like you said. the caveat is you didn't finish the program that you were in order for you to be able to receive said transcripts. So how the fuck did you get a PhD from a non-accredited school, or lost as a lost being accredited? How do you how do you go to a school where you completed your stuff and the only way that you wouldn't be able to get any of your transcripts is if you didn't complete it? It's like sometimes you just it's just some times where you just need to just lay low and shut your damn mouth. And she couldn't help herself. She had to go on Club Shay Shay. She had to go on the Breakfast Club. She had to do this
Yeah,
media run. Like
yeah.
sometimes you just gotta
Well, I
just
think she's trying to promote a book or something, so I think that's why she's been on the media run. But like, I can't even. Again, it's one of those things where it's like, everybody's an expert now.
yeah.
I blame Donald Trump.
Yeah, because I know, because there's this guy who does fitness. It was so funny that we were going to talk about this because there's this guy that does fitness, and dude was talking about ways to build your biceps, and he's like and it was the Asian dude that be watching the video, that be looking at other fitness videos, and he would look up at the screen with this puzzled look on his face. This dude said, if you do bicep curls with your wrists limp like this, then you'll be able to build this part of the bicep. If you do this, you'll build this part of the bicep. And if you do it this way, you'll build. Dude just looked at the screen and was like, no. It's like niggas just think because they lift weights that they're experts.
Yeah,
It's like put a camera in front of your face and now all of a sudden you an expert.
this is a I'm gonna get when I insert. I'm actually do get the actual clip, but this is her. This is her words on Club Station.
Mm.
Long paper trail. You don't have that base knowledge about what it takes. Long paper trail for a PhD. There's going to be first or at least co-authored publications. There's going to be a public dissertation that you should be able to look up online. But if you don't have that base knowledge about what it takes to get those qualifications, you won't realize that she's lying. And I ran as far as I could. I ran into 6 degrees, 3 doctorates, a master's degree. Hear what she said.
How you ran into? So we
3 doctorates.
you ran into 3 doctors, like you collected coins like Sonic, or you collected rings like Sonic.
He
That's what
said she got 3 doctorates, but she's only talking about the one she supposedly can't prove. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's my biggest issue with it. She said she had 3 doctorates.
And you can't find one. So show the other 2. Show your work.
Which is required to get a PhD.
Oh man, show your
You
work.
show your work, that's required to get a PhD. You can't get around it.
And
Like,
and supposedly she even changed going from talking about saying that she was a therapist to all of a sudden now she's a life coach.
she should be in jail. You impersonated a therapist. You've impersonated a doctor. You've gone around calling yourself doctor. You lied on international airwaves, saying you ran into 3 doctorates and a master's.
Treat her just like that kid that faked being a doctor.
Like, people are putting their trust and their lives and their deepest, darkest secrets into your care, and you out here lying to the streets. She should go to jail for this. Like people just over here talking about like if she impersonated being a lawyer, she'd be in prison. If she impersonated being a cop, somebody making 40 grand a year, she'd be in jail.
I said that kid in Florida that was impersonating being a doctor. I don't remember how many years he got.
Or what's it called? You remember the one dude who they kept locking up? He was like autistic or something. He
Yeah,
impersonated being a train conductor,
mm-hmm.
and they got held up for driving trains.
And the guy and the operators of those trains got nothing.
And they was the ones letting him do it. They got no punishment. He was the only one. He was freaking stealing trains and all kinds of stuff. Now that's really why he got locked up because he stole a train. But like at the end of the day, or he was illegally driving a train. I don't know if he actually stole it. But
Not
like,
apparently it was conductors that are like, they wanted to take a break. They just let him do it.
yeah. So and it's just like again, there are very few professions that you can say that you're doing this, and you never did it, you didn't do it, and you don't get punished for it.
Mm.
Like, I don't know. I just can't understand it. I just don't understand how this woman gets to walk around free. There's video evidence of her claiming that come on, dog. That's pretty privilege right there. Because you should be locked up. And and what made every time somebody like presses her or something, she changes the narrative to make it seem like it's them and not her. Like when she got called out on the Joe Budden podcast by the white dude, and then she put it on white privilege, except for her being inconsistent, her being a hypocrite. Then it's she go on the Breakfast Club. Is not there's plenty of people who have called her out, but she's like, "Oh, I'm a hater," or these people are haters. But then the people who are actual doctors helping people, analyzing people, psychoanalyzing people, who've actually done the work to become a doctor, to get a PhD, to call themselves doc. She tells this lie on national syndicated radio show. She tells this lie. She could tell that lie to those people because, like the guy said on the video that I just played, if you've never done it, you don't know what it takes. So it's not like she's like, oh, she's talking to those people. And I think that's why she said she wanted to focus on her fan base or her following, because she knows her following isn't smart enough to know that stuff. And so many people are so sheepish. Again, I blame Donald Trump. So many people are so sheepish. This is what they do. They'll just take her word for it. Oh, why? I saw this dude talking about some man. Why y'all even talking about her? Like trying to tear a black woman down, and a bunch of people in the comments like she ain't gonna sleep with you, bro. Like, and it's not even about that. It's just like, yo, like what? She's impersonating a doctor. And then I saw somebody, they said, well, she trademarked the name Dr. Bryant. That's cool. But she said she had 3 PhDs. Or I don't know, maybe that's not what she meant. Maybe she was still playing manipulative, and when she said she ran into 3 PhDs, meaning she met 3 people who actually had PhDs on the street. I don't know. Maybe that's what she meant by she ran into them.
It was like she saw an old man It saw an old man pushing a shopping cart full of cans with an ironing board and a fan that just happened to have a PhD in hand.
I don't know I don't know like what that even. Maybe that's what she was trying to do, but I'm like, this is the same. But she's still gonna have a following because she's already built a following, just like that weird dude Derek Jackson built up a following and got completely exposed, and people still follow him to whatever. Donald Trump, again, I blame him for this. Donald Trump has lied to the people on an hourly basis. And they still like, no, what about Biden? What about Obama? Trump's been president twice since Obama. What are you talking about?
No. Oh man.
And so I think that person I've seen a lot of this content on this woman. I'm the only person who believes she should go to jail. I know I'm alone on that, but she should go to jail for this.
You're not alone on that. I don't think that she should be free.
No, I'm talking about what I'm talking about as far as like other podcasts and stuff like that, or people creating online content. She should be in jail for this.
If you locked up the black kid for impersonating a doctor, I think he got like 20 something years.
It's not even him. You remember that movie Catch Me If You Can? That was based on a true story.
That dude impersonated everybody.
You know something funny? It was years ago. This woman I spoke to on the phone told me that her mom was treated by that guy who the movie was based on.
Jesus Christ.
And she was like, she actually got better. And it was like some chronic illness that she had, and whatever he diagnosed her or whatever, like he prescribed to her, actually started working for her. So she was like, well, he might have been fake, but he was better than the real doctors. And maybe that's what people who follow her are like, well, she's better than the real doctors. Just like that one dude, Aki Awakening or something like that. That dude was like, oh,
yeah,
he was now he lost 60 pounds in 6 minutes. And he's not telling people to eat an all fruit diet like he used to, because he was like, oh, like when we were prescribing people stuff like this, and I'm like, y'all were really going to this guy.
This is the same guy who yeah, this is the same nigga that said the only way you can logically drink water is to literally lap it up from a like. He's like, you got to get on all fours. No, so what is this? I got to get on.
No, it's not even that. And he's like, you gotta have a long neck and a long tongue. I'm like, bro, if you was in the desert dying of thirst and you ran across an oasis, I promise you're not about to look around and see if there's coconuts around that oasis and try to husk that coconut while you about to die. You gonna put your whole face in that water.
I'm saying it's like,
and you gonna scoop that joint up with your hand like what humans do.
Exactly. It's like you ain't gonna be thirsty. That's what I was about to say. It's like, you ain't gonna be, like you said, out in the desert. You see that oasis, then you kneel yourself down. You start trying to elongate your neck. He's like, yo, my neck ain't long enough to drink this water.
Let me try to husk this coconut. I need coconut water. I need H3O. Hey, what?
He's a eat your water.
This nigga telling you to eat your water, and y'all was like, yeah.
He was the same guy that said when you pee, you gotta have some white substance come out after that.
That nigga said you need to have gonorrhea.
Oh dude, man,
I'm like, bro, you got an STD, dog. That ain't normal. But like the guy said in the video, if you say certain things with enough, matter of fact, not even in the video, Zero, the great American philosopher Zero has said this many times on this podcast. If you say something with enough confidence, people will believe you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I blame Donald Trump. Matter of fact, I don't even say, and Donald Trump don't even sound confident anymore. And people still right. You ain't got to sound confident no more. But yeah, no, she should be in jail. Period. I don't care. Oh man, it ain't like she was hurting nobody. We don't know if she didn't hurt people. We don't
Because
know if
she
she
could have
was
gave
telling
somebody
people.
bad relationship advice, and then their marriage is ruined because they listened to her. It is like instead of going to somebody who would actually be qualified. They listened to her through a fucking interview and said, you know what? Her name is like she's a doctor. I'm gonna go ahead and take her advice.
I hate this woman. Like y'all thought I hate KD. Y'all thought I hated Canelo. I hate her more than all combined.
And she really thought it was pretty
At least
privileged.
those people have skills.
Mm-hmm.
At least those people put in the work to get to the point that they got to. There's pretty punishment. Shut your stupid ass up. You really think people that dumb? You know what? I shouldn't say they think. They are. They are.
Mm-hmm.
They really are. But it just makes me so angry because we've talked about this on this podcast, like specifically like with like business tips that people be given. And it's just like,
It
and
was
then
like
I'm
get your
like,
LLC.
yeah, everybody talking about getting the LLC and all this other stuff. And then I'm like, then I say like, yo, no, like that's not it. This is what there's levels to this. And they're not telling you this information. And then everybody getting LLCs and PPP loans, and now everybody got hemmed up.
It's like you get your LLCs and PPPs, and now you in a now you dressing orange in a facility.
I really do. I think that woman is a vile human being.
Yeah, because the fact that you can say with a straight face,
Did she say she don't owe it to nobody to prove anything?
you
Yeah,
do.
you do. Yeah,
Because you've
you
been parading
do.
yourself around as if you were this professional, and now all of a sudden that you get called out on it, now is like now you're on the defensive, and now like show your work.
It's because I don't even think I'd be as mad about it if she left God out of it.
Mm.
Because now you're trying to use the authority of the Most High to validate your nonsense. That's why I know you was a slave owning your past life because you a piece of shit. Pretty punishment. Shut the fuck up.
No, they punishing your ass on the internet.
And they should. And they should never let it but like I said, there's always gonna be a group of people who are gonna just
Yeah, because it's like she been on so many things. Like you said, it's like Joe Budden, like the tonight's conversation where they be asking, where folks be coming up to that podcast to ask about relationship advice and all that. It's like you've been on those sort of shows. Like you've been giving this shit out as if as if folks are supposed to folks are going to believe you because doctor's in front of your name.
yeah.
They're gonna yeah, it's like so it's like she's
And that's
doctor
why you did that.
because doctor in front of your name all of a sudden it was like yo you got to be certified. There's no way yeah you got to be certified. You got to have the qualifications. A lot of people ain't gonna sit here and want you to show your work. They just see doctor and they just automatically be like that person can help me.
And you put doctor on your name, doctor at the front of your name because of that. And people was like, oh, like Dr. Umar isn't certified or he's not licensed. But Dr. Umar ain't taking in patients.
Hmm.
Dr. Phil ain't taking in patients. Dr. Phil and Dr. Umar actually got PhDs and dissertations. She don't. Do not compare her to them. Even if they're not practicing, because that's why they don't have it or they don't need it, because they're not practicing.
Mm.
She's telling people she is practicing. When I say but she's right in the sense of she's not practicing as though she's a practitioner. She's
Mm.
practicing as in she's using people to get her reps in. So she can go to these podcasts and these other platforms and act like she knows what the fuck she's talking about. Let me move on before I get pissed off. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Matter of fact, if Dr. Cheyenne Bryant would have talked to that white woman at Wegmans, I wouldn't at the grocery store. I wouldn't even be having these issues. That's the problem right there. That's why I'm pissed off. You should have used your expertise for that psychotic individual.
Yeah.
Um, for one person to piss me off to another person, but this person is gonna get what they deserve, and
Mm.
that's Cheddar Bob the Builder. I mean, that's crazy. He actually does have a lot of those letters in his name. Chud the Builder. Chud the Builder is a
Wait.
racist individual who actually Zero told me about. I didn't have any idea who he was. Zero told me about him maybe 2 weeks ago. And then he somehow, how do you shoot yourself in the arm? Like, all right, I can understand shooting yourself in many different areas. Hey, you got the gun on your hip, trying to pull the thing, you shoot yourself in the leg, you shoot yourself, you fighting over the gun, you shoot yourself in somewhere else. But apparently, the person who he had gotten into an altercation with wasn't close enough to him for him to shoot himself in the arm. So I don't know if he tried to do the wanted curve the bullet shit. in a courthouse, in a
In
courthouse
front of,
parking lot. Because he owed money to, I think he did a dine and dash or something like that. Or
yeah, that's part of the charges that he's facing.
this nigga need to go to jail for life.
Yo, that he's just been getting exposed. It's like he's another guy. He's another person that uses God in his rhetoric.
Really?
Yes, he's another guy that's like, it was like, I think somebody said on God they'll do something to him. He's like, oh, not the God that I serve. It's like, yeah, he was one of those. He's one of those. He's like he just walks around claiming freedom of speech, but he like we all know that he's provoking black folks because he'd be like he'll say that black folks are chimping out. He'll call them he'll call them niggers and see what they'll do. Yeah, see if they're gonna react. And whenever they react and they start snapping, he's like, "Oh, look at these niggers chimping out." He was like, it's my right to free speech. It's my right to free speech." And it was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, he did have an altercation with somebody spitting in his face, I think,
Yeah,
not too long prior to that.
yeah. He had somebody spit. Yeah, I think after the person spit in his face, he then started recording. He wanted to file a police report and all that. I think it was in a I think it was at a gas station when that shit
Yeah,
happened. Yeah,
yeah.
it was like folks started. It went from like I said when I told you about him before. It was like the security guard or the bouncer at a club. He can't do anything to. Yeah, it's not like he could leave his post, but he would say it. But a lot of times when you saw the videos, he would say it, and he would be walking away, and try to use that as an excuse to pull a weapon. So when he got spit on, his tweet could have been, uh, I think it was called. I think they said it was attempt. It was a premeditated murder because he said series finale. He was like, I think it was like series finale. He was like talking about shooting a black person after he got spit on. It was like that tweet. I think could have been considered as like premeditated murder because you're letting the world know that you're ready to kill that you're really ready to kill a black dude, and then the black dude that you come up on is somebody who has PTSD because he used to be in the military. I think he shot dude in the stomach and then shot himself in the arm. And now he could serve up to 53 or 56 years in prison if he's convicted of every single. Yeah, if he's found guilty for everything. And I think he posted a 1 point. No, he had to.
No, they
They
got to the
set his
game.
bail.
They didn't say, I don't think he posted it.
Yeah, so it was like all those niggas and all that you were sitting here talking about. Yeah, and then when you have a black chick come out and say that she used to peg your ass,
No,
I yeah.
I don't trust it though. I don't trust it. What was
So they
that
said
energy? What was that energy before he got famous?
because she supposedly so when the chick came up, they pulled what was it? He saw her out. I don't even remember where he was, but he saw her out, gave her a hug, and then he was letting folks in his live stream know that they used to have sex. Then she popped. Then I think she said she was getting harassed, or people were kept on harassing her about it. So then she came out and was saying that her and her wife used to take her and her wife her and her wife used to do stuff, and she was pegging him. It was like that's the hooking up that he was talking about allegedly.
And
But is like this dude has been provoking black folk. There was one video where he was trying to provoke some dudes from the hood, and he realized who he was fucking with, and he did not have that energy after that. He was like, it was like I don't remember what I think he was trying to ask a question to lead into him saying whatever, but but when they didn't take the bait and he realized who he was talking to, he didn't want no parts. It was like the dude is a coward. He's always been one. He tried to use God and from freedom of speech, and then he wants to provoke folks. So yeah, he wants to provoke black people so he can pull his weapon and shoot him and call it self-defense. The only problem is when he tried to do that shit where he was at in Tennessee. Um, I think it was he didn't meet that former but he didn't meet the veteran with equal force because I think they said the veteran swung on him or something and then he pulled out his gun.
mm,
So it was like he thought that he could pull out his gun and it was going to be self-defense, but I could be wrong about it, but I know it wasn't that. I don't think he was met with equal force, and that's what he was getting arrested and charged with, among other things like the dine and dashing. Because he was on live when he did that shit. When he did the dine and dash, he's like, if I'm getting put out, I'm not gonna pay for this.
yeah, and was getting pulled out because he started throwing racial slurs all over the place. charged with attempted murder, employing a firearm during a dangerous felony, aggravated assault, reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon.
Now this dude is probably getting passed around right now if they ain't put him. That's
I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. Because a lot of these dudes that you hear about be doing this stupid stuff and getting locked up for, you really
mm,
don't hear about them suffering many consequences for some reason. Um, but I was more hoping that one dude, like that one black dude that was going around in different countries, I think he got like a bunch of years of hard labor or something in
yeah,
Korea.
he did.
Um, or months or something like that. I forget. It's not a long time, but it's long enough. I don't know what hard labor is in Korea, what they consider hard labor, but anybody tells me hard labor, I'm not. I don't want no part of it at all. And
No,
so,
you're not just getting locked up, man.
yeah,
He's like, he's no listening. You hear me?
yeah,
Yeah,
Dude got to smash rocks with rocks. No gloves or nothing.
no
No
glove.
protective hand or eyewear. He's got rock bits poking him in his eyes.
And you blink. You blink, that's it. Yo, imagine getting pebbles in your eyes and then you get punished for blinking.
That dude got
It's
to
like,
chop trees down with his hands.
he
They
got to
all
he got to do the
redwoods.
blood sport shit.
They all redwoods. You're like, yo, I didn't even know they grew out here.
Said
Nah, we just got
they
them choice
don't.
places specifically for you.
They don't. I get the chopping. You got an hour.
like that's where my imagination goes when somebody says hard labor. But like I just love when he was in Korea and he was like, yeah, ain't nobody gonna do nothing. And then all the Korean dudes is all psycho his son. And that's why I felt like Chud the Builder was gonna run into him. But I think with the threats and stuff like that, and if he did kill somebody, that tweet could have been used for to charge him with first degree murder, like the guy who he shot in the stomach.
Yeah.
If he died, I think he could have been charged with premeditated murder. Um, because you are provoking these things.
Hmm.
Worst case scenario, it would have been second degree murder, but like, no, like this is what you deserve. You deserve to go to prison for a long time. I hope you get the max. I hope you get all kinds of maxes. And also everybody who donated to his nonsense, I hope everything what was it that Dave Chappelle said? I
I
hope
hope
anything
everything
happens.
bad happens to you and only you.
That's what I need for Chud to build it. Um, there was some guy. I think he assaulted and he violated a little girl. I think she was like 12 or either 12 or 14. I forget. It was a light skinned dude. I just remember that. And he was in the county jail for 7 days. He was found dead.
Damn.
Like, yeah. So it's just like that's what I don't think that Chud needs to die because he
Yo,
didn't
did they
kill
for
nobody.
is it you said
But
he did what to little girl?
he violated.
Say they
Yeah,
probably
he
found
did
him.
some. Yeah, he did some
They,
SVU stuff.
yeah, he probably he probably got found dead with his ass in the air.
Yeah, so it's just like I hope. I'm just hopeful. Like again, I don't think that the dude should get killed for what he did because he didn't kill anybody.
Mhm.
But I do believe that he should get brutally dominated by. But who knows? Maybe them Aryan Brotherhood dudes might protect him. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, nah.
He's like, you gonna let them say that to you, brother?
Yeah, nah. I think dude should have got several hands and feet put on him.
Wait, was he in Memphis when this happened?
Nah, they said it's a city 50 miles outside of Nashville.
Oh yeah, he getting protected because it was outside of
No, well
Memphis.
that judge was like, nah, we gonna use the full extent of the law against people like you. So
Mm,
I don't think he got the kind of protection
shoot,
that you would want. But again, I don't
that
want I don't want him to get, even like that one dude who shot the black church. I don't think anything ever happened to him. Well, they keep him. I'm pretty sure they keep him isolated. That's probably what they would do with Chud.
yeah. It's like there ain't no gen pop for you.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think
Yes.
because he's famous, all that stuff. But moving on, um, the MVP. We predicted it. Um, to be honest, I think we outside. Well, we I don't think we. I think we just did MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, which I think we hit on all three. Yeah. So I'll have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure we hit on all three. The only thing we just need to know who's going to be the champion,
Yeah.
um, which we had predicted OKC. So now OKC has a task because they haven't done well against San Antonio this year.
Yeah.
Uh, but all I know is, hold on, let me check the score of this game. It should be over by now. My.
Cavs won.
Nah, 7 minutes left and they up 30. I wonder if Cade is dapping them up like like
Yo,
Anthony Edwards did.
what is it about game clinching situations where where a one team is just getting blown the fuck out? It's like, did y'all even get off the
Detroit's
bus?
at home. That's the sad thing.
So y'all niggas didn't get off the bus?
And they're at home against a team that didn't win a road game until the last road game they won.
That's embarrassing. 7 minutes left.
Which is,
You
yeah.
better hope they implement 4 pointers right
Nah,
now.
this game is
It's
over.
like
This game is over. But yeah, I'm glad that the Cavs took them out because I was scared of Detroit. I'm not scared of Cleveland. But as a Knicks fan, I'm scared of high stakes games anyways because,
yeah.
you know. But Shea wins MVP. People are saying that he should be moving into conversations, especially if he wins a championship, of top five greatest point guards of all time. What are your
Somebody
thoughts?
Somebody I saw on a Bleacher Report, somebody said that he's probably top three, and they said Magic, Steph, and him.
I hate America.
No, honestly, there are so many great point guards to just have him leapfrog. Because I know, with the MVPs and him being what the fifth guard ever to win
Really?
to him, yeah,
Guard?
yeah, because it was like Jordan won multiple ones.
Jordan. All right. So who are all the guards? Jordan,
Jordan,
Iverson, Kobe,
no,
Steph.
multiples.
So Jordan,
Steph,
Magic,
yeah, Jordan,
Steph,
Magic, Steph, Nash,
Nash.
and Shea.
Really? This is disgusting. Steve Nash is in that conversation. It's just
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's one of those one thing. There's one thing that's not like the others in this situation.
Yeah, like if you looked at all of those players and then you compare them to Steve Nash, you're like, who else should have won MVP?
Yeah.
Like, I think I could have closed my eyes and pointed at a name in 2005 and 2006, and they would have been more deserving of MVP than Steve Nash. All-Stars. I shouldn't say. I shouldn't. Because I could point at
Because you could put out a list, and, pointing at a
All-Stars.
name, and then all of a sudden you pointing at Eduardo Nahara.
Yeah. No, that'd be a disaster.
Uh, yeah, it's for me too premature. It's like folks just want to. It seems like folks want to rush the new generation to be on these top 5 and top 10 lists so fucking quick. It's like, but give it some time. Yeah, he's playing. He is like, yeah, he's a back-to-back MVP. But like you said, Nash was a back-to-back MVP. He's never in anybody's greatest. He was never going to be in top 5 greatest point guards of all time list, regardless of him winning back-to-back. So
Yeah,
let's not do this now.
yeah. I think speaking of Steve Nash, I think people would. I don't even know if many people would have him as a top 10 greatest point guard of all time. So it's just like with 2 MVPs, that's why he shouldn't have 2 MVPs.
But I guess it's with the if he wins 2 MVPs and wins 2 championships is what making people believe that he should be top 5.
So here's something funny. SGA.
Mm-hmm.
This is an SGA podcast. We predicted SGA to win MVP when he finished second in MVP. We predicted him to win it when he won it the first time. We predicted him to win it the second time he won the second time. This is an SGA podcast. So, like, I'm not going to run from this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of SGA. Active players. He's my second favorite player. That being said, he's not. Y'all can't put him as a top 5 point guard all time solely because of this.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, if he wins the championship, that's fine, that's cool. But he's not leapfrogging a bunch of the great point guards solely because of that. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Like, okay, he's had a great couple years, but let the career end before we start putting guys into top whatever lists. This
it's
era
like
is either this is the post LeBron Steph era. So is he the greatest player of this era or the best point guard of this era? Yeah, you can say that. But he's not, it's not like he's this unbelievable thing that we've never seen before. He's a 6'6" point guard. So scoring point guard, because he's not really a facilitator.
yeah.
And again, I love SG. I love his game. I love that he operates in the mid range. I've been preaching that for years for so many players that need to, play in the mid range a lot more than they used to. All the elite scorers play in the mid range and dominate in the mid range. But no, he's not. He's not an all time. He's not. He's not a top 5 greatest point guard of all time. He's not a top 3 greatest point guard of all time as we sit right now. Now, we go down the line, he three-peats, he gets 3 MVPs, maybe not back-to-back, just 3 MVPs in general. Then we can have that conversation here. But SGA probably has a good 5 to 8 years of prime basketball left. Let's see what happens from then. All right. So last thing I want to talk about is people saying that LeBron James, sports people saying LeBron James's career in LA has been a failure. This is the same podcast that we've made fun of LeBron on many occasions. Papa John's, lie to every camera he sees, can't read the second page of a book. Like, we've said these things about LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
To everybody who believes that LeBron James' career in LA is a failure, I need you to shut the fuck up.
All the way up.
We don't like LeBron on this podcast. But we keep it 100 on this podcast. LeBron James not winning multiple champions in LA is not a failure. One, he did win a championship.
Mm-hmm. No matter how much folks don't want to count it. Because there's niggas out here that don't want to count it.
LeBron might be the oldest finals MVP of all time. I'm going to have to look that up. But LeBron might have been the oldest finals MVP of all time. Because Charles Barkley was started the whole Draymond Green getting dragged through the social media realms for all week last week or the week before, or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was correct. Those players, older players, don't lead their team to championships. That's a young player thing. That's why it's SGA's time right now. That's why it could Wemby might disrupt all that coming up. I don't think anybody in the Eastern Conference is really going to beat anybody in the West. As much as I would love for the Knicks to win this championship, I don't see it happen. Because even I do believe they'll get past the Cavs, but I don't know. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to watch the finals. But to sit here and put these championship expectations on LeBron James. LeBron's legacy is set. I understand that LeBron gaylords like Nick Wright and who's another stand of LeBron? Nick Wright's the only one coming to mind for some reason.
Cowherd?
Cowherd is a closet. Because he'll say that Jordan's the greatest of all time, but everything he'll talk about when it comes to the comparison, you can tell clearly he leans LeBron. But he won't say it, which pisses me off.
Right, just stand on that shit.
Yeah, so but yeah, guys like Cowherd,
Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp. So guys like that, everything he does, they're like, oh, Michael Jordan never did this, Michael Jordan never did that. No one cares. We don't care. His legacy is set. I would say his legacy was set maybe about 2 years after he won that bubble championship. That's when you realize, okay, it's over. There's nothing he can really add to the debate. The counting stats, longevity stats, but that the NBA's never cared about that, as I've said many times, because when they say who's the greatest whatever of all time, it's always been, or when they give assist titles, rebounding titles, steals titles, scoring titles, it's always been per game average.
Yeah, because a guy can get a whole bunch of steals, but if he's only averaging 1.2, and then the next guy's averaging a whole steal after a wholesale after that, they're gonna give it to the guy. They're gonna give it to the guy with the higher average.
Exactly. So, like like what's it called? They say there's only been one player to lead the league in scoring and assists. That man is a man by the name of Nate Archibald. But I believe total assists and points, James Harden has done it, and I think Westbrook did it.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody talks about them in that light. Nobody even mentioned that the year James Harden led the league in scoring, he also led the league, or in total points, he also led the league in total assists.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody talks about that because we've never cared. The NBA's never cared. So, with that being said, LeBron's legacy's been set. Kareem is actually the oldest player to win MVP. He won it at 38. Or Finals MVP. But even though he was Finals MVP, he had a great Finals, he had great playoffs. That was not his team anymore. That was Magic's team by then.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't count that, like that, the player actually being the leader of the team, LeBron at 35, Jordan at 35, Wilt at 35. So like it seems like 35 is that threshold of leading your team to championships. All the onus for winning championships for the Lakers is on Luka. I don't care that LeBron is there. Luka's also led his team to a finals, which the Between Brothers podcast also predicted that. We've been on a good run in the NBA finals. I don't think we've gotten one wrong since we started this podcast. Maybe the prediction on who would win preseason, but when it comes down to like two teams in the finals, who we going with, we haven't missed. So, like, once we know who the teams are, we haven't missed. So, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure, like, no, OKC, we missed on the games. I'm pretty sure every other year we've hit the games.
Yeah.
So, it should be on Luka. Stop talking. I understand LeBron's still there. I understand the legacy LeBron has created.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he wins another championship, it doesn't change anything about his legacy. I want y'all to understand that because LeBron James is no longer the leader of the team anymore. Just like people don't really give Tim Duncan that much credit for that 5th championship.
Yeah.
He's a 5-time champion, yes, but nobody cares that he's a 5-time champion because he didn't. That was Kawhi and Tony Parker that was running that team. Tim Duncan probably would have 6 championships if Greg Popovich would have used him like he used him for the other 4 championships to get a rebound. Greg Popovich didn't even want the guy in the game, a 7-footer, to go get a rebound. Just think about that. So yeah, no, like it's like Charles Barkley said, there's a difference between the bus driver and the bus rider.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you're a passenger, don't really mean a whole lot. This isn't like the NFL where a lot of people have a lot of contributions. You know what I'm saying? The ultimate team sport. If one guy misses an assignment or blows something, it could lead to disaster. That's not the case in the NBA. Shoot, matter of fact, there's guys who don't get any stats. Offensive linemen. You know what I'm saying? They don't have counting stats and things of that nature. So it's not the same. I just need people to stop talking about LeBron and his legacy and trying to act like they don't understand that he's one of the greatest players of all time. The Jordan LeBron debate is going to run until whenever. I don't think that it should be a debate anymore. I stopped getting into those debates because it was just so easy to dismantle. But like LeBron's legacy is set. So let's start talking about why Luka can't bring his team to a championship. Oh, that's right, because he's always hurt. I know he don't want to be hurt, but I mentioned this about Zion, I think last week, or maybe we were just talking on the phone. But like, you've spent your whole career kind of like playing out of shape, getting injuries, getting specific Zion specifically, his body just betrays him. He's a glass cannon. But like Luka has like a lot of soft tissue injuries. At some point, like, yeah, he got into shape. He lost 30 pounds in the offseason, but the damage is still done. You don't usually see guys outside of Steph Curry, you don't usually see guys who have injuries early in their career that all of a sudden get healthy. I can't think of anybody else who that happened with. And clearly, Steph Curry, if you see him shoot the basketball, you know he got some kind of divinity over him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's Gabriel taking his jump shots. That ain't him. So like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just we need to just get off the LeBron job at some point. Like at some point we gotta understand this is LeBron is 41 years old. Cut it out. Let's stop trying to act like he really about to lead a team to a championship.
Yeah, he's like, y'all making these expectations. Yeah, y'all give him expectations as if he's like 4 years in on a 60 win team, and he's just he's still a spring chicken. He's not like he's like well, points per game wise, he's the third option. Like, yeah, he was on the court, but we gotta stop. It's like we gotta stop making it seem like LeBron, like the expectation now is that LeBron has to win a championship, but you don't put the same onus on a Jokic who, yeah, who folks want to call the best player in the league right now, and the onus isn't on him winning a championship.
Don't make
It's
no damn sense.
it's
Because when LeBron was the best player in the league, everybody expected him to win a championship every year. When you're the best player in the league, that is the expectation.
But LeBron's not the best player in the league anymore. So man, it's like when you want to keep on saying that somebody like a Jokic is the best player in the league, the fact that he ain't getting the backlash that he should be getting for getting knocked out of the first round, but LeBron's supposed 23rd season is such a failure because he got swept in the second. It's like y'all don't know how to set expectations at this point. Yeah, like LeBron's legacy has already been cemented. It's solidified. It's like this is basic. What do they say now? It's like this is basically a side quest for him at this point.
Now, that's what I'm saying. It's just like I said, again, people try to make Anthony Edwards the face of the league. He keep getting put out of the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like Jokic, they want to make the face of the league. They say he's the best player in basketball. He's getting put out of the playoffs. He's gotten a championship. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, Giannis my favorite player in the NBA right now. He's not winning championships. You know what I'm saying? He's hurt in the playoffs a lot, or he has been. They didn't make it close to the playoffs this year. But like that's been an issue. But Jokic plays all the games, stays healthy, and y'all keep blaming his teammates.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, LeBron had a similar supporting cast when he was going up against the Warriors, the greatest team ever assembled in some people's eyes. And y'all like, oh, say y'all kill him for losing to him, which he should get killed for that. But so should Jokic.
Yeah.
Jokic is the best player in the league, not LeBron. So why are we sitting there? Oh, well, it's the Lakers. The Lakers win championships. The Lakers won a championship in 2010. Didn't win another one for a decade. What are we talking about?
Not a damn thing.
And guess what? They ain't gonna win another one for another decade plus.
Because Luka don't know how to use a goddamn foam roller.
No, I don't think that's what it is. I think no matter how bad y'all want it, a team that is 40% their starting lineup Caucasian is not possible to win a championship.
This ain't the 50s. What the fuck is going on here?
You got 2 out of 5 players, and your 2 best players are Caucasian? Nah, get Austin Reeves out of here, yo. Get Austin Reeves out of here.
Go sign KCP again.
Y'all need to go get a bruh who can play with Luka. Cause look, I just want you to think about this. All right? And then we're gonna finish on this. I want you to think about this. Luka, his second best player, Caucasian, Porzingis, no playoff success. Second best player, Kyrie, finals. Second best player, Austin Rivers, hurt. I'm just saying. When 40% of your starting roster, I don't care about the bench. 40% of your starting roster is Caucasian, you don't stand a chance. You see OKC, they got 1. They got 1. They put if Caruso was starting, they lose. If Caruso was starting, we wouldn't be having this conversation. We wouldn't be talking. We wouldn't be believing they could win a championship this season.
They would have already gotten swept.
No, they would win. They would win. They'd probably get to the finals. But if OKC was going up against New York, I'm like, yo, look at New York. Look at New York. They had Hartenstein. They had Hartenstein and DiVincenzo eliminated. Now we'll see. They don't got no Caucasians on their starting lineup. Let's see. And they're going up against another. And I think Dean Wade. Dean Wade is starting for the Cavs. But regardless, your ratios. You gotta have the right ratios. 75% of your roster needs to be black. 80% of your roster, your starting lineup needs to be black. That's it. NFL, 65% starting lineup, 75%. That's the ratio. There's levels to this. I've done the math. Anyways, what's your parting shot?
My parting shot is, man, y'all need to bring back these old NBA awards.
What award you about? What stupid award you about to pull up right now? I already know it's coming.
Which one is coming?
I don't know. I said I already know. I already know it's going to be some award that nobody's ever cared about.
It's comeback player of the year. like there were four awards that the NBA used to have, but they don't have them anymore. One of them was Comeback Player of the Year, and the last two winners that they had, I think they were awarding them until about 86. Like I think it was awarded for like 6 years. The last two players that won, I forgot what the first guy's name was, but the second guy was Michael Ray Richardson. And the reason why they stopped giving that award out is because both of them came back because of drug related incidents. So
Mm.
they said, so the NBA was like, we can't condone
So they
awarding a
just
person
don't
for.
give fiends an award. That would get rid of the award. That would make sense. If we're just gonna get rid of it altogether because we giving it to fiends. They're just not qualified. Wait, why'd you list time last year? Because you were WAP? Okay, no, you don't get it. That's it. That's it. That's simple.
Yeah, they had that. They had the IBM award. They had the Horse Award, and they had an MVP award for older older players. They had like this all their own older players had their own all-star
what
game.
what happened to the Players' Choice Awards? They had that Nickelodeon ass award.
It's like nigga get slimed after he
He's
get the
got
award.
James Harden got slimed after winning MVP.
Yeah, they
What happened to that? That was like I don't even know if they did it more than once.
they probably only did it once, and they were like, "Yeah, this is a bad idea."
This is a bad idea.
But what's it called? The IBM one was funny because they eliminated the IBM award because PER became a thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, they used their the IBM award was to equal up all your stats,
Mhm.
and the computer system came up with a number, and if you had the highest number, you ended up winning that award. They said I think only two players have won it multiple times. Jordan won it twice, and David Robinson, I think, won it 5 times.
Mhm.
But when PER became a thing, they completely eliminated the
So
IBM
why
award.
they stop giving away an award for that though? That's what's like the getting rid of the comeback player of the year award is crazy.
The horse award was just if you won a game of horse. And it's like, yeah, I would have gotten rid of that shit too. But yeah, the comeback player of the year was like that seemed like a really good concept. But when the last two winners were
I just
smoke
don't understand why can't you just make the decision and not let fiends win the award?
exactly.
Wait, you smoke crack. You smoke crack. That's why you missed the award. That's why you missed time last year.
It's like you were in
Sorry, you don't.
rehab.
Yeah, like you don't qualify. That's not coming. That's not coming back. You need to be
That's getting
heard.
released. That's not coming
Yeah,
back.
you've been rehabilitated, and we appreciate that.
It's like you got a referral to go back to
Yeah, like,
basketball
like
activity.
you should have been suspended. Like you got suspended for this.
Yeah, it's like you get
You
suspended.
got punished. That's why you missed games. You didn't miss games because you got hurt. Just like I forgot who it was. I don't think he actually won it, but like there was somebody who was a comeback player of the year candidate, and it was just like the only thing he came back from was being buns. It's like, oh, he didn't play any he didn't play any games last year. And it's like, yeah, because he sucked. He was a backup. What do you
Like
mean?
Joe Flacco, it was like, yo, that it's like he was on the bench and he played 6 games and he qualified for the fucking award. He's like he came back from the couch and
Yeah,
he
he came back from being old. It's not a comeback player of the year. It's ridiculous. What are we doing?
yeah, but what's it called? I think they need to bring back the comeback player of the year award because it's like you have folks that have devastating injuries and I don't think, but and I also don't think if they would bring that back, that dude gets injured and then he has to come back and average 25 to 30 points a game. It's like you come back from a devastating injury like a Paul George or Sean Livingston, that you come back from something. You come back like what's his name? Tatum would have won that award if it existed this year. Blew his Achilles and then he comes
But I
back.
mean, he only played for like a month. You gotta probably do more work than that.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, that would be a hard award to really award somebody.
Oh, the NFL doesn't
Because what
really.
would be the criteria since the NFL can't figure out what the fuck the
No, I
criteria
mean the
is?
NFL at least got a criteria that fees can't win the award. That's it.
Well, you don't know that.
We ain't seen a fiend win it yet. We ain't seen a nigga get popped on drugs and come back next season and win the award. Like, wait, hold on, why did you say they forgot why they missed time? Like, what was that again? And they're like, oh yeah, man, they caught the crack in my system, man. They caught that blue magic in my system. Oh dang. So how'd you win? They gave it to me, man. I'm just here for the I'm just here for the wings.
I got invited.
I'm just here for the wings
I'm
and the
the
bow
only one.
tie.
I'm the only one who qualified, so of course I won. It's like, hold on, they Walter Payton awarded your ass. Like, look, man, I was just a candidate. I didn't even know I was up for this.
Like the fact that DeMar Hamlin didn't win the comeback player of the year, like the nigga died 4 times on the field. This dude came back from heaven. What do you mean? That should be automatic.
Because that nigga played 3 snaps and they was like, nah, that ain't enough.
Yeah, they was like, yeah, and I'm like, bro, he playing. He died. He died, went to heaven, dapped up Jesus. Jesus was like, it's not your time yet. And he came back.
Came back and then y'all were like, nah, let's give it to Geno Smith because he came back from being benched.
That's who it was. What did Gino win?
Yeah, Geno did win it.
Yeah, that's who it was. I'm like, he
It
came
was
back
like
from
he
being
came back from
came
being
back
on
and
the
he had
bench.
buns. Like, come on, yo.
He went from a backup. It was like, and it wasn't like he missed any time. Like it wasn't like he missed any time. He was on an NFL roster.
He
He was on
again coming back from being trash should not be should that shouldn't be a criteria. But the number one thing we can control is
a.
not give fiends awards. That's the one thing. That's the one thing. Anyways, my parting shot is Cheyenne Bryant needs to be in prison. Make that happen. Whatever state she lives in, make that happen. She said she ran into 3 PhDs and master's degree. She got 6 degrees.
And is only worried about the one from online school. Okay.
She got 6 degrees of separation from any degree. That's what she got. Anyways, thanks y'all so much for watching and or listening. However you are seeing this or viewing this or observing this, feel free to leave any commentary, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank y'all so much for watching the Between Brothers podcast. We love y'all. We'll see you next week.